here in the zone. We're just getting news here that British singer Jessie J has been diagnosed with breast cancer, early breast cancer. The 37-year-old said, thankfully, it was caught early. She will be undergoing surgery soon. We've got Dr. Mina Murholm with us today. Dr. Murholm, good to see you. But again, when we hear these diagnoses, she's 37. People always wondering, okay, we got to talk more about this. The early detection certainly saves lives. Those warning signs, and right now, the American Cancer Association is saying if you're a woman, start getting your mammograms at 40. She's younger than that. So again, like, we really need to be proactive about this.
Absolutely, Marina. So only about 8% of cases of breast cancer occur before the age of 40. That's part of the reason why that guideline begins at 40 to be a biannual mammogram. But for folks who are before that, if they're beginning to see signs, I put them in a little acronym of SIGN. One is the S is for a shape change, or an I of an irritation and a pain that's persistent, or G, any kind of growth that's a lump or a mass that feels like it's beginning to irritate, or N, any kind of nipple discharge or excretion basically coming out there. Those are things that you want to look out for if you're before the screening age, but you're beginning to find that something is not normal and you want to get that checked out.
All right, so screening, again, 40. And to your point, it was 45 not that long ago, and it did get bumped down to 40. Now, you know, who knows? We're seeing such an incidence of younger people across the board getting cancer, colorectal cancer, breast cancer in this case. So clearly the conversation's much larger, and yet we can't really pinpoint why, which is, I think, what leaves so many people just with their arms up. Why?
Yeah, absolutely. And there is that increased incidence that we're seeing in breast cancer specifically, about 1.8% more so than there was in the past. And when you see globally, we're looking at around 670,000 deaths every single year, you know, from breast cancer. For somebody who feels like they might be at risk, one part of the why is paying close attention to your family history to really get a good sense, is there a risk for me in the past? Another is just looking at preventable and modifiable risk factors, things like smoking or other lifestyle changes that we can make that always go a long way. And we're learning more about things like alcohol use as well that have been tied now to an increasing number of cancers. So generally, we don't want folks to feel like they're not empowered to make changes, then we don't want to feel like we're only acting on fear. The more informed we are about our own family history and our lifestyle changes, those can be steps that we can take in addition to preventative steps that we can take as well.
Yeah, definitely. And if you are approaching 40, you're a woman, talk to your doctor. Maybe you can talk about the risk factors and see if potentially some of these diagnostic tests will be a good choice, an option for you before the age of 40, which I'm sure, you know, I think a lot of people also fear, will insurance cover these things? But talking to your doctor may help that conversation, right, Dr. Murholm?
Absolutely, because that conversation can be a bit more nuanced around what is your individual risk and what are some of the testing that we can do, both genetic testing and taking into account your full medical history to make the best treatment plan for you. Oftentimes when we become, you know, concerned or scared when we see a celebrity going through this, we just become discouraged and we say, well, there's nothing I can do. But being proactive and saying, you know what, even if I felt a small change, even if I felt something that might be off, it's worth coming in and having that examination, even beginning with an ultrasound, beginning with something that can give me a sense of where my baseline is. That can really go a long way.
Yeah, early detection saves lives for sure. Dr. Murholm, thank you so much for that update. Stay with us. We'll be right back.